we have an interesting story coming out of the country of China, where they have supposedly been caught, and I will get into a little bit more later on in the video, so don't get too much on your horses into the comments and being like trying to correct me about this, because I will get into it, but we have to take it step by step, okay? That's how we have to do things here. We take things from face value and then we look into it a little bit more. There were these photos going around on the internet, and they were being putting out that supposedly there was these pandas within a Chinese zoo. That's right, there was this zoo in China that had some very fishy pandas within the ranks of their animals, the zoo. And you might be wondering, Donnie, what do you mean by fishy pandas? Like what are you talking about here? Well, it came out that this Chinese zoo supposedly admitted that they were painting their dogs to look like pandas. That's right, Dexterity posted this tweet earlier in the day that they were actually painting the dogs within the zoo to look like pandas. These right here, these dogs are chow chows, as they're called. Look at this. This is a regular chow chow, non-painted. Look how adorable this thing is. I mean, it kind of looks like a mini panda to a certain extent because of how fluffy and how chubby it is. Like, we've all seen pandas and look fluffy and chubby. There was also some videos that were going around of these so-called pandas within their exhibit. And I mean, it looks kind of hilarious if you really think about it. Because from face value, you're like, what the hell is this Chinese zoo doing? Like, what is this zoo doing? Why are they painting these dogs pandas? Like, are they like trying to make it out like these dogs like are actually pandas? Like, who's gonna fall for this? Let's be honest. Who the hell is gonna fall for something like this? And this reminded me all about that article that came out like over a year ago now, where there was these I think they were called the sun bears or something like that within a Chinese zoo as well, where everyone thought that it was a person dressed up in a suit because of how human it was. But a matter of fact, it was just the type of bear species that it was, that they, like, you know, have some human characteristics in the way that they stand up and the way that they wave and all that kind of stuff, and the way that they look kind of odd. It came out like ages ago and everyone was just like, man, what is this zoo doing? That's 100% a man in a suit. But then it all came out that no, a matter of fact, it was just actually the bear itself. But now with this, everyone's just like, come on, the one with the bear, yeah, we might have been all wrong, but it wouldn't put a prize. This one, they're not even trying to hide it. Like, they're not even hiding. This is so obvious that they're like, you know, going ahead and just painting these dogs as pandas. Like, what the hell are they doing? And at face value, you know, a lot of people in this day and age, let's be honest, all right? Let's be honest. It doesn't matter. Like we can all say it, all right? It's fine. We all jump on China a lot of the times because of the sus things that come out of that country. Let's be honest. If the government themselves, like, we can't really trust China when it comes to the government. It's absolutely fine. So when you see this from face value, you're like, man, what kind of scheme are these motherfuckers trying to run up on everyone else? And that's fine to think that. It's not racist. Don't worry. A lot of people will be like, oh, that's racist if you think that. No. It's fine. At first, I thought it as well. When I saw this at face value, I'm like, what the hell is China trying to do, huh? What, they don't have any pandas left, so they can't, like, you know, fill them in their zoos, so they have to go ahead and paint these poor chow chows and, like, force them to be in here and, like, pretend that they're actually pandas. But no. As a matter of fact, when I did a little bit more, well, not really even more digging into this, but when I just looked into the comments of this Dexterity, someone actually posted a full article about this. And supposedly that, yes, the zoo was aware and they weren't actually trying to make it out like that these were any type of, like, fake pandas. They weren't, like, trying to say, like, no, guys, they are pandas. We swear. And then after a bit, they're like, fine, we admit that we actually painted these chow chows. They're not actual real pandas. But no, supposedly there was the zoo that is actually was housing these and, like, you know, displaying these animals. Apparently, they were actually denied being allowed to have pandas within their zoo. I don't know for what extent it is. I'm guessing, like, they didn't have the space or some of their, you know, facilities. Because if you don't know how, like, when zoos are run or, like, when it comes to animals, you know, back in the day, animals would just be chucked into, like, random exhibits and they didn't really, like, you know, it didn't really matter how they were housed. But these days, when it comes to animal care, you know, even even in a place, even in a country like China, where, you know, you might get the conceptuous that they don't really care about a lot of things, you know, maybe their government's a bit shady, but a lot of the people there are just normal, regular people like the rest of us. And obviously they care as well when it comes to like their animals, especially pandas. They are a very, like, you know, it's an Asian animal itself. It's only, like, pandas are only found in Asia. They're adorable as well. I just want to say how adorable pandas are. Like, I want to see one. I'd love to give a panda a hug. It might maul me, but I would definitely give a panda a hug without a doubt. But obviously there is a lot of like rules and regulations when it comes to like how you're allowed to house certain animals. You have to have like your exhibits have to be up to a certain level. You have to have like a certain amount of space, a certain amount of things in like that exhibit for that specific animal in order to house them. So obviously the zoo didn't have that. So they were just like, well, what are we going to do now? And as just like a kind of like a marketing scheme almost, just like a funny marketing thing, what did they do? They were like, hey, you know what? For a funny marketing thing, let's just paint some chow chows and put them as like, you know, like we'll acknowledge the fact that they are like dogs. Well, we'll just be like, hey, we painted chow chows pandas because, yeah, we weren't allowed to actually house any pandas in our zoo, which, you know what? I have to give them props. It's kind of funny. Like, considering that it was actually, like, you know, done as, like, just a marketing thing and that they were denied pandas, you know what? To make up for it, I would go to that zoo. If here in Melbourne, if the Melbourne Zoo tried to get some pandas and they were denied and they're like, you know what? We're just going to, like, paint some chow chows for a couple days and then, you know, it's not like it's really harming the dogs. Like, I've seen a lot of people in some of the comments saying, like, oh, this is animal cruelty. It's just like, oh, really? You're not really harming the dogs all that much. I mean, they looked fine in the exhibit. They have this massive open space. They have water, they have sun. There's like, they're dogs. There's a lot of people around. They're probably getting heaps of attention. They're like, oh my God, this is so cool. We just got all these people coming to visit us, look at us. I mean, you're basically, it's like dyeing your hair almost. Like, you know, when you put spray paint in your hair when you were a kid, you know how you put hairspray? That's all it really is. That's all it is. You just like paint their hair. It's not like really harming the dog all that much. Like, let's be honest, it's not like animal cruelty in any ways. Like, there's definitely worse things that you can do than like just giving a dog an open space for a few days, like, you know, a chow chow. I mean, the thing's adorable. Like I said, it looks like a small miniature panda anyways. And to be honest, I thought this was like hilarious. Like, I didn't know what I was going to make my video about today. And then I saw this. And even after I saw that it's been debunked, I was just like, I still have to, because this is the most adorable thing that I've ever seen in the world. Like, it's a chow chow painted as a panda. I don't care that it's fake. I don't care that they even, like, acknowledge that it was fake. I think that is the most adorable thing in the world. But yeah, that's going to be it from me. Nice short video. I'd like to hear what you guys think about all this down below. Would you go and visit the Chow Chow Panda exhibit? Because I 100% would. Without a doubt, I would go and visit this exhibit. That's going to be it for me. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. Peace.